internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
it's very different, and I've been out in Silicon Valley for about 20 years. The thing that's very different about what's happening now versus the dot-com bubble is the dot-com bubble, it was the institutional investors who were in, and then retail came on top and priced things up. The exact opposite has happened here. You have retail and kind of speculative interest already in the market, and now you have institutional money starting to come in. It's very different, and I've been out in Silicon Valley for about 20 years. The thing that's very different about what's happening now versus the dot-com bubble is the dot-com bubble, it was the institutional investors who were in, and then retail came on top and priced things up. The exact opposite has happened here. You have retail and kind of speculative interest already in the market, and now you have institutional money starting to come in.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. If you're just getting into crypto in 2025, do not buy Bitcoin. Stay far away from it. And in today's video, I'm going to show you actual numbers on why it is actually going to work against you and not in your favor. We are approaching a point in crypto, what everybody's calling it now is the tipping point, where the floodgates are going to open and where billions and trillions of dollars from institutions are going to flow into the blockchain. And what's important about this revolutionary moment is that the protocols that are going to be utilized here, for example, like the XRP ledger, they're going to have a multi-year bull market. A lot of people think that crypto is going to go into these bear markets and these 4-year cycles, but in reality, once they transition from the old system into the new system, that value is going to, steady and slowly flow into the blockchain, and it's going to take years for that to occur. And we are going to see a very significant move in crypto within the next 6 months, let alone the next 3 months. But within the next 6 months, 99% of retail are going to be priced out. Currently, as we speak, everybody is priced out of Bitcoin. Okay, your average individual will never own a full Bitcoin, and they shouldn't even go near a Bitcoin. If you guys think about it in other currencies, I mean, Bitcoin right now is $123,000, $124,000 in USD. If you think about it in Canadian dollars, it is $175,000. I repeat, it is $175,000. Your average Canadian household has about $10,000 in savings. And we're talking about a $175,000 asset that is going to be... They're going to tell you to accumulate it like a little rats, but don't accumulate Bitcoin, okay? It is not meant for you, and I'm going to tell you why in very factual ways that you cannot dispute with, okay? It's indisputable, so please share this with your loved ones. And if you clicked on this because one of your loved ones shared you this video, hello, how are you? Please take advantage of this. If you have money in the bank, put it into crypto. This person is telling you to put all your money in crypto and stop thinking about it. And Sandy Call, I want you to just set the point again. Okay, remember where Sandy Call comes from. She's got years of experience in very high levels of corporations and entities, okay?
We firmly believe that blockchain and these protocols are going to be the future utilities for the entire world, right? I don't believe in 15 years, 20 years, any organization, company, government, small business, individual, none of us are going to keep our own books and records, right? This is going to all be on public blockchain. These L1s and L2s that are out today, they are becoming, to us, the utility ledgers for the entire world. And so we are moving our whole thinking towards this infrastructure, which means no more accounts, all wallet-based. We believe that the entire future is going to be operated out of cryptographically protected wallets. And that means that every asset that sits in that wallet is going to be either a digitally native asset, a cryptocurrency, or a tokenized asset. And therefore, they are going to...
And what Sandy is saying, it's nothing new to my viewers. Every single one of you guys that's the same language that we speak on this channel, and now they're telling you they can't hide it anymore. They cannot hide it anymore. And I'm going to give you guys some numbers right now. So take a look at this. If you're coming into this market, with $5,000, this is what you're going to be getting, and this is what you could be getting. So if you buy Bitcoin at $5,000, we got different currencies here. We got Canadian, we got AUD, and we got euros. So everybody could see it. You're going to get a 0.4 Bitcoin with your $5,000 currently. When Bitcoin goes to $250,000, we'll tell you how much that's going to be. But your $5,000 right now in XRP is going to get you $1,748 XRP. And Link, it'll get you 227 Link. And Axelar, it'll get you 16.7K Axelar. Your $5,000 right now. But I want to prove a point here. Well, not really prove a point, but show you something that is going to play out 100% accurately. Okay, so that $5,000, for example, and if you're coming in with more capital, you obviously put multipliers to this. But if you come in with the $5,000 and Bitcoin goes to $250,000, you're looking at a $5,100 profit. So your $5,000, you wait until Bitcoin goes to $250K, you get a $5,100 profit. As opposed to putting that $5,000 into XRP, your 1,700 XRP that you would have got and more, you would profit with $21,000 when XRP goes to $15. And Link, for example, you would profit $17,000 when Link goes to $100. And for Axelar, your $5,000 would profit you $28,000 when Axelar goes to $2. Do I believe that these levels are going to be attained by XRP, Link, and Axelar? Yes, 100%. Am I going to give you the timeline? No. It is going to happen regardless of what your rush is. Okay, I don't know what kind of rush you're in, but just take one day at a time, and these levels are going to be achieved regardless of whatever. It's going to just grow. Okay, just please just trust us, trust the community. We have done our research and our fundamentals on why these levels are going to be attained. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below so far. But these numbers are just, take a screenshot of this. These are going to happen, okay? And it just doesn't make sense for anybody coming in right now to buy Bitcoin. The only individuals, and I'm telling you this from my private banking experience in the ways that we used to handle private banking. The clients that we onboarded, your minimum was $1 million or $1 million a household. So in reality speaking, you come into this market with $100,000, stay away from Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is not gonna be your token. If you're coming into this market with, let's just say, $500,000, yeah, you could hedge your portfolio on Bitcoin right now when it's at $123,000 and then diversify the rest. If you're coming with $1 million, sure, maybe go to Bitcoin, hedge your portfolio, and then put the rest into altcoins. That's the way I would be approaching this right now. But if you're coming in here with less than $100,000, do not buy don't even think about buying Bitcoin. Use those brain cells to research other digital assets and stay far, far away from Bitcoin. Okay, I own Bitcoin. I'm holding it because I told you guys that I got into a part of a governmental organization Ponzi scheme, less than $3,000, and I've just held ever since. Okay, but if I was coming into this market and I had no Bitcoin right now, I would not be buying it. I have not bought Bitcoin in years.
That is my base case.
And I've heard you say that in 21 years it's going to be at $13 million.
That takes you to 13 million a coin.
13 million a coin.
13 million a coin.
At 29%.
Every Bitcoin you don't buy is going to cost you $13 million, my friend.
Your thoughts in the comments down below for that. I hope everybody sees where I'm coming from. This is not FUD. I don't know what they're going to do with Bitcoin, but you guys know Bitcoin doesn't solve anything. Okay? Remember that if everybody were to dump Bitcoin right now, like MicroStrategy, BlackRock said, you know what, Bitcoin's useless, it's wasting too much electricity and all that stuff, you know Bitcoin's going to come down. It's all the narrative that you guys are getting fed and we are getting fed. Remember CV19. Do not forget about CV19. Okay? Do not forget about how quickly COVID-19 disappeared when the Russia and Ukraine war broke out, right? And then other wars broke out. Do you guys remember all those events happened? Remember all those events that happened, and remember that money runs the world. So when you're moving the old financial system onto new rails, these protocols are gonna go crazy. And you heard Sandy talk about it. And in today's video, I just hope you guys kind of have that understanding that pick some of the top utility tokens that are going to be utilized in the new world economy. The thing is, they're going to have to use these digital tokens. It is a part of the protocols. They're a part of the infrastructure, and that's the plumbing. That is the plumbing. And if anybody has came this far into the video, and if you think we are crazy, we are not. And when XRP goes to $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 and onwards, it's going to be a very fun ride for us. And many people are going to be priced out of XRP. XRP is only going to be for the wealthy. Just like Bitcoin right now is only for the wealthy. And that is a fact. Bitcoin in 2025 is only for the wealthy. If you're coming in with $500,000 and you own no crypto, and you want to put $123,000 into Bitcoin right now, go for it, and then diversify the rest of your little over 300K. Okay, that's it. And it's going to be the same thing for XRP. When XRP goes to $10, $20, $30, people are going to have. Remember, no one's going to come into this ecosystem and have the conviction rate to just put it all into XRP, right? No one's going to do that. A lot of people are going to come here. They're going to be like, oh my goodness, what do I buy? There's so many coins. What do I do? By the time even they think about it, the price are going to start mooning. They're going to start chasing coins. FOMO is going to hit. Also keep in mind, the ETFs didn't even occur yet. The banks are not even loading up their bags with these digital assets with their physical backed ETFs. This is going to get absolutely crazy. I cannot believe it. And I say this sometimes. I know there is many of you guys that don't comment. And you don't need to comment. But I like to address these folks. There are so many of you guys that don't comment that have made so much money in crypto and that are tuning in every day and watching this and smiling and watching this whole ride. It is monumental. I know I resonate with many of you right now when I say that. And it is just remarkable. You guys are getting a dose of hopium that we have been getting for years. And this hopium hopefully doesn't lead you to have a stroke for sudden wealth syndrome. I heard that is picking up recently. But the next couple of months, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a very, very, very crazy, crazy wild ride. And the lives, they're coming. Okay, I said I'm going to start it this week. I did say I'm going to start it this week. I did not do it yesterday and Tuesday. I have to do it on my laptop. I have a Mac Mini, but my OBS, I've watched multiple YouTube videos. I cannot get my screen recording through OBS. So I have to go back to the old setup with the laptop only for the live streams. But tomorrow I'm going to try my best in the morning to get the setup, okay? So I apologize for the individuals that have been waiting for the live streams, but they're coming. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will be back with another video.
Money altogether going from digital dollars, from any kind of government-backed currency to purely private currencies. And what a private currency, or what private money, I think, fundamentally means is that there is no medium of exchange. You exchange value for value.
Ripple is really a second generation of the Bitcoin concept. And as many of you know, Bitcoin and Ripple are really two things. They are a new global currency, what we call a math-based currency. What we're trying to build is a global payment network that allows anyone, anywhere in the world, to send any currency basically for free, that is irreversible, so that you can make payments much more efficient. So we look at the currency that we've created in Ripple really as more of an enabler of a new global payment system.
You exchange value for value rather than exchanging value for something the government says has value for value. And whenever you have this intermediate step of the government saying something has value, that's where you have the subterfuge, the sort of legerdemain come in, the game of musical chairs where every now and then a chair gets pulled out and it turns out that you're the one holding a dollar bill that's all of a sudden become worth a little bit less. And the kind of exchange of value for value, the classic model would have been some sort of a barter model. That obviously has enormous transaction costs associated with it. These transaction costs go down in a digital age. And the kind of model that I think is the most likely to take place is one where you have other kinds of financial instruments that are very, very liquid. The one I would cite in the U.S. would be something like an index on the S&P 500, or some sort of generalized stock market index, where instead of having currency as being the place where you have value, it is in real property, real companies, things that actually have real value. And so that you might conduct business by trading, not dollars, but trading little slivers of the S&P 500 or of particularly large stocks like Microsoft or something like that. My guess is that it might be the whole stock market as a whole, and that as you trade these things, that's where you have the kind that becomes in effect a de facto currency. Now,
July of 2000, where I thought it would be possible to make. There's a product plan I wrote, which I wish I'd kept a copy of in July of 2000, where I thought it would be possible to make the most valuable financial institution in the world. And we're going to execute that plan from 22 years ago, which amazingly no one has done. And so I think that's part of why I think Twitter will be ultimately extremely valuable, because I'm going to execute the X.com game plan from 22 years ago.
Essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution. But like I said, not really in the way that people are used to thinking about banks.
Mm-hmm.
Just
It started with a vision, now it's spreading wide. SLT's the token, it's our Degen pride. 24 hours crypto, leading the call. Bringing XRP believers, united we stand tall. First ledger's on fire, trades like the scene. SLT's the movement, power in the dream. From the memes to the moon, we're making it real. 100 XRP, that's the deal. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. This ain't just a token, it's a battle cry. For those who know, XRP will fly high. Salute is the name, SLT the ticker. First ledger's buzzing, trades getting quicker. Building the future, brick by brick. In a world powered by Ripple, the vision will stick. We're more than a meme, it's a movement strong. XRP believers, let's prove them wrong. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. 24 hours crypto, the captain of the crew. SLT's the anthem, for the bold and true. Through the dips and the pumps, we stand and fight. Believing in the ledger, in the dawn's bright light. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. So raise your SLT, let the world hear the sound. XRP believers, we're Ripple bound. From the memes to the charts, the vision is clear. Salute to the future, the time is near. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.